Australia's crisis has reached a new level in the last 48 hours with an additional 60 homes lost, and that number is expected to rise into the hundreds as authorities inspect the damage in New South Wales and Victoria. Victoria's Premier Daniel Andrews has urged people to donate money to a new bushfire relief fund with warehouses at capacity and relief workers stretched to the limits. He says donations of clothes or food are no longer needed in the state. Former Australian Federal Police Chief Andrew Colvin has been appointed to lead a bushfire recovery agency. Meantime, much needed rain has fallen on fire grounds in southern New South Wales and northeast Victoria, and with fire conditions dying down for the coming days, firefighters are now racing to backburn where possible. We have our team of reporters covering it all today. But first, I want to show you these pictures just into the newsroom where an out-of-control bushfire is right now sending large amounts of smoke into the air in Sydney's southwest. The blaze at Voyager Point flared up yesterday morning, forcing the closure of the M5 motorway and threatening homes in the area. Traffic is not affected at the moment. Residents are urged to monitor the conditions. Let's go now to Wingello in the New South Wales Southern Highlands, a town that's now virtually unrecognisable. Gabrielle Boyle is there for us this morning. Gabby, take us through the devastation there.
Tracy, good morning. I think it's fair to say that Wingello looks more like a war zone than a leafy country town in New South Wales. Take a look behind me here. You can see the little things that are left behind from these family homes. A lawnmower is sitting in the front yard, a wheelbarrow that once was perhaps some type of bird bath or tub there. And then we look back further, we can see cars among the rubble, a water tank, a table, and certainly the chimneys of two fireplaces still standing. Of course, they'll have to be bulldozed along with everything else. So we're expecting the insurers to come in here later on today to start taking a look at these houses, and what a job they have on their hands. House after house after house in this street. A couple of properties are still standing, but the majority of them have been absolutely flattened. We caught up with some of the residents yesterday when they were first able to return home.
The poor lady next door, like I've got a house at home. That's awesome, but you know, this is disgraceful. This is what's happened.
The emotional damage that this fire will cause for this community is really immeasurable. You imagine if you're in one of those homes that are still standing, waking day after day to this mess in the months to come, it is going to be a very tough time for everybody here, not only those that have lost their homes. A
huge emotional toll indeed. All right, Gabby, thank you. To Victoria now, where the bushfire crisis is far from over, as three massive infernos threaten to merge, leaving hundreds of residents in danger. Christina Hearn is in Tallangatta this morning. Christine, you have some new information on the ground there.
Tracy, I've just spoken to the incident controller here, and he tells me that 40 buildings have now been destroyed in the Corryong area. So that is not only homes, farm sheds, but thousands of dollars worth of farming equipment. The problem is many Corryong residents can't get back into the area. Despite these benign conditions today, it is still too dangerous for them to do so. So I have been told that 2 tankers are going in this morning. One will have much needed food for farm stock, of course, in there. The other will have fuel. Of course, there are major concerns that the Corryong fire here in Victoria will merge with the two New South Wales fires burning just over the border. Firefighters are using these conditions here over the next couple of days to prepare for that, but they say pending the weather conditions, that mega fire is a real possibility. There was a community meeting here in Tallangatta last night. Of course, those in the high fire danger areas were told to evacuate. I'm told that 70% have indeed evacuated, but I'm told that for 8 weeks these residents have been told to prepare for these dangerous fire conditions. Tracy?
Lots of preparations there. Christina Hearn, thank you. Still in Victoria. And we'll go to reporter Sam Kuchiara in Malakuta, where mass evacuations have taken place, with residents now in limbo about when they can resume normal life. Sam, many people now relieved to be out of harm's way.
Tracy, hundreds have now been airlifted out of this ravaged holiday town, including families with young babies, the elderly and sick people. Of course, it follows the biggest sea evacuation in Australia's history. We've heard from one woman this morning on board HMAS Choules in that 20-hour voyage to Melbourne. She spent 2 nights here, trapped in her car with fire burning behind her.
Been well looked after. I haven't gone hungry. I have nothing. Everybody I've asked, they've helped me. I've never I couldn't have asked. I'm just so glad I'm on this boat.
Tracy, many tourists have now left Malakuta, but you really have to feel for the locals. It's going to be a very tough time ahead.
Indeed it will be. Sam Kuchiara, thank you very much, and thanks to our reporters on the ground there in these bushfire emergencies. In South Australia now, the scale of the devastation from bushfires on Kangaroo Island is beginning to emerge after a roaring inferno caused significant damage to power lines and critical infrastructure, leaving the area with a dwindling supply of drinking water. Around 80 military personnel will now be deployed to assist with the recovery mission. Now let's go to Laravella in Mogo on the New South Wales South Coast, which was in the line of fire. Lara, this morning some welcome rain.
Tracy, just listen to it. How wonderful is the sound of rain falling here at Mogo on the New South Wales South Coast. I think many locals have forgotten what the sound and the smell of rain is like, and it's just such a wonderful relief this morning. We're going to get pretty decent falls right across the Batemans Bay area today. It'll be patchy rain, but it will continue right up until tomorrow though. But in particular, where we will see significant falls over the next 48 hours, and certainly good news, the towns surrounding Bega and Eden, upwards of 20 millimetres is expected over the next 2 days. And of course, although that won't put out these fires, it will certainly help to stop the spread of it and also put out those spot fires. So how good is that sound, Tracy?
We are really loving it here in the studio, and of course all the residents there would be loving it too. Laravella, thank you very much there, Laravella in Mogo.